ourselves in a hole on the road. You can't do that against anybody and expect to win consistently. And then obviously we put ourselves in a hole from the turnovers offensively that kept our defense out on the field for way too long. And our inability to get off the field defensively in the first half, obviously put ourselves in a hole. And, collectively, we've got to be better. And I've got to find a way with this group to get them to be more consistent. So ultimately, it starts and ends with me. We gave a game away in the first half. But, I was really proud of the way the guys responded at halftime. They were really positive. They were upbeat. And they went out and fought their tails off in the second half. But again, too many opportunities squandered. That we had an opportunity to get off the field. We had an opportunity to get points. We put drives together, and credit Duke for making the stops that they needed. But you put yourself in that big of a hole, it makes every play execution, that much more important. And the Blue Devils did a better job than we did today. So credit to them. So with that, I'll answer any and all your questions. Thanks for being on with us.
First question for Will Carman.
Hey, Coach. I guess two questions. The first one is, how much practice reps was Ryan seeing after you announced Hunter as a starter if Andrew was getting the second team reps? And then I guess a follow-up question would be, what sort of went into your decision to put Ryan in the game once Andrew got hurt?
Well, I think number one, Andrew, I thought, let me talk about him first. How does that sound? I thought he went in and was ready to roll. I thought he went in, was confident, was capable, and went in and just trusted himself and took what the defense gave him. That's ultimately what good quarterbacks do. It was unfortunate they got hurt on the play, but I thought he gave us a spark, and I'm really proud of him. He's a guy that got a ton of captain votes, even though he wasn't named a captain, and the way that he responded was excellent. And at that point, then he got hurt, and we went to Ryan next. So I'd say Ryan got a limited amount of reps in the game plan. It's hard to get one quarterback ready, let alone three, but proud of the way that he went out there and put some drives together too.
Next question for Coop Daly.
Hi, Coach. Hope you're doing all right. So obviously not the ending you wanted, but the team did come out flying in the second half. Was there anything you told them in specific that came them flying out of the locker room?
No, I just said, let's get the kickoff team to go get a good kickoff, get a stop, and let's get a score and see some momentum. And that's what the guys did. Credit to our players. They didn't fold. I think a lesser character group of guys with the way we played in the first half probably would have quit, but that's not who the Wildcats are. We got heart, we got character, and we can't put ourselves in this type of hole. And it's really disappointing. I'm incredibly disappointed right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought we would come down here and play a lot cleaner than we did earlier. So I'm going to look at myself first. It always starts and ends with me, and then our coaching staff second. And then I'm going to really challenge our guys. Well, we can't gift wrap games for people. That's not a recipe for anybody at any level to win. And so we got to look at the why, and it starts and ends with us as coaches. And then we got to get guys that are going to get out there and consistently execute. So it starts with us.
Next question for John Riker.
Hey, Coach, appreciate you being here. Where does the team, you feel like, go from here in building back that confidence in the quarterback position?
Our quarterbacks need to do it, right? It's not rocket science here. We got to take care of the ball, number one. Let's start there. Let's take care of the ball. Number two, we've got to just go execute the plays. And I haven't watched the tape yet, but that would be number two. Number three, we've got to be able to get things going in our run game. Delay a game to start the game. We're on the field at 40 seconds on the play clock, and they held us to under 15. I still don't understand how that would happen. So we've gotten two of those. So it's bad coaching on my part. So it just started there, and then the guys, I think, decided that they wanted to compete and fight the way that we can instead of giving it away. And, that's a credit to our guys. Now we got to build on that, and we got to find a way to get back to 500 next week before we get back into Big Ten play.
Next question for Ben Chasen.
Hey, Coach, I'm wondering, I know it's early, but has the athletic training staff given you anything on any of the guys who went down? Marty, Jarak, Andrew Clare?
Nope.
Being some of them?
No. Sorry. I walked out of the locker room and came right to you guys, so sorry.
I appreciate it.
Next question for Gabriella Carroll.
Your defense improved a lot in the second half, going from allowing 30 points in the first half to none in the second half. What adjustments do you feel like your room made, and why did you think those were effective?
We didn't make any adjustments. We didn't make any. We called the same things we called in the first half. We communicated better. We executed better. We played more physical. And we played the way we're capable of playing. There was no rocket science here. So we got to look at some of the things because we got, and when they get into this formation, we check that, and we didn't do a good enough job as coaches adjusting some of that stuff quick as we needed to. We were right back on the field a handful of times. So it's hard to get a lot of things adjusted on the boundary as quickly as we would have wanted to. So we've got to be more efficient as a defensive staff if we're going to turn the ball over the way we did tonight.
Next question for Drew Schott.
Hey, Coach, thanks for being here. You discussed earlier this week about the plan to try and slow Mateo Durant. Can you speak a little bit about heading into this game, your overall defensive plan, and kind of how you think that went and areas you think you can improve on, as you said, to try to get to 500 before heading to Nebraska?
Can you say the first part again, buddy? I did not hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about earlier this week, you talked about the priority of stopping Mateo Durant as really a focus and also slowing Gunnar Holberg. And I was just wondering, heading into this game, what was your overall defensive plan? And you talked about the importance of getting back to 500 before Nebraska. I mean, what did you take away from the first half and the second half, and what steps are you going to take for improvement before Ohio next week?
Well, I haven't watched the tape yet, Drew, so it's hard for me to give you a lot of answers that way. But I would say this, when you look at some of the mistakes that we made, in some of the areas defensively, it's the exact same plays that we practiced, that which is really frustrating to me. So why are we thinking too much? Why are we not being crisp and on point? That's some stuff I'm going to really challenge our staff with first. And then I'm going to look at our leaders on our defense. And I want some freaking answers, because we should be the defense that played in the second half, not the crap we put on the field in the first half or what we put on in the Michigan State game. So those guys, staff first and the defensive players second, need to look themselves in the mirror and get this stuff figured out fast, because it's not rocket science. We ran the same things in practice this week for about 95% of the stuff. So I'm not very pleased right now, if you can't tell. So it starts and ends with me. We're going to stick together. But we're going to fight through this thing, because we cannot continue. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And when you don't communicate well, we don't execute, we don't get off blocks and play. They threw bubble screens in the first half. We get blocked. Second half, we don't get blocked because we're physical. So we got to figure this out. And if not, we got to play more guys. We got to play different guys. But it starts with a scheme. If we can't figure it out, we can't do it like this. We're doing the same stuff we did a year ago with a couple of little wrinkles. That's it. So it starts with me, and that's what I'm going to work on.
Last question for Louis.
Hey, Coach, thanks for being here. You hit on what I was trying to get at already, but, tell me about the locker room. You're pretty animated, pretty heated right now. At halftime, were you that same way with them? Is that?
No, I don't know. I just said, can we start playing our game? I would like to play our style of football. I would like to stop doing what losing teams do. Losing teams turn the ball over. Losing teams have self-inflicted wounds. Losing teams give up explosive plays. Losing teams have communication issues. That's why you lose games. This is not hard. We have very talented guys that we have got to coach better to get them to execute and play consistently. And that's what our challenge is going to be. Locker room's great. The guys are awesome. They're disappointed. They're mad as heck because they know that we gave a game away. And I'm not trying to discredit Duke, but we gift wrapped it for them. And if we would just play the way we did in the second half, similar to the way we did against Michigan State, we played the way we did in the second half. So I'm going to dust off my halftime speeches. I'm going to start saying them before the game, because they seem to be working a hell of a lot better than the start of the game speeches. So it starts with me. Appreciate you all. Thanks. Look forward to getting back home in front of our students. They better show up. I'm going to show up. We'll be there together. All right, go Cats.